Folks, welcome to this week's weekly report. Market Outlook is Monday the 25th of January. Gosh, time is flying by. Dry January is almost over. Roll on February, I say. Anyway, last week we had the three main central bank rate decisions. That's the Bank of Japan, the Bank of Canada, the ECB, that's the European Central Bank. All left interest rates unchanged as expected, but of course forward guidance, the economic projections still very uncertain across the globe as the COVID pandemic still continues to rip through the world. So basically uncertainty still prevails there. US stock markets poised at all-time highs as the new Biden administration kicks in. I think the roadblocks to stimulus there, the road bumps are certainly still there. Maybe the stock markets are in for a pullback. We shall see. Certainly the charts are showing that there is uncertainty at these levels. More about that in a moment. Let's have a quick look then at what we're looking at this week. Myself, Max, Mark and Paul. Okay, so first off, we're looking at a short trade. This does support the risk-off theory, the theory that maybe the stocks are coming to some initial resistance. We're selling the UK FTSE, and we expect a move back down to 6620 in line with the EMA gap close. Also, we are looking at the dollar here now. This is a weekly chart of the US dollar. If you cast your eyes back here to May 2018, you saw a lot of this support coming in here. We had this weekly support put in there with that bullish pin bar. This is indicating that the US dollar maybe is in line for a recovery. We are seeing some big respecting of that support zone with that bullish pin bar, and we saw last week reasonably negative week, but this week we're kicking off and we're potentially seeing a move back up there. Now in line with that, we're seeing a pullback in the euro dollar. This is one of our trades for the week. We're looking at 20.50 as the structural support where we're going to see this dollar rally, the euro fallback, finding some support. So we're looking at selling the euro against buying the US dollar this week. Of course, all the details are there as well. We discuss all these opportunities, as you know, in our regular live streams, which you can join if you wish. There's going to be a link down here somewhere where you can take part. Okay, so my trade pick for the week, I'm looking at a short trade in the CAD against the Japanese yen. This is a risk off play. So indeed, if the US stock market, if the global stock markets do find resistance, which is I think the probable outcome for this week, you're going to see a pullback in the CAD against the Japanese yen. The Japanese yen, as you know, is a safe haven currency in times of uncertainty. When stocks get sold, the Japanese currency tends to find some support. And of course, CAD is under pressure as the oil prices come under pressure as well. Oil prices did drop to a 5% pullback last week, showing a bit of a recovery this morning, but the CAD is going to be under pressure as oil prices reflect the global uncertainty. Okay, so also Max is looking at a sell in gold, and he's got his target down there at 1832, and Paul is looking at a buy of the euro against the Aussie currency there. Look at that lovely little face there. Okay, so that is Paul's pick. Let's have a quick look at the momentum meter. Now this is the meter that I rely on to give me a clue to show me where the money is flowing in the currency markets. The different lines represent the different currencies. Anything that's moving up represents a currency that's getting stronger. Anything that's moving down represents a currency that's getting weaker. And as trend followers, I always like to buy the strong currencies and sell the weak currencies. I don't understand how anyone can trade the Forex market without using something like this. Now, as I indicated, here is the green line. This is the US dollar. I coloured it green because of the greenback. The greenback, the US dollar, is showing signs of strength at the moment. And look here, this is the Japanese yen. The keys here on the left here. The Japanese yen, this brown colour, the Japanese yen is basically in a big upward move at the moment. As I say, that often is what you see in the currency markets before you see a stock market pullback. And indeed, here is the Swiss franc, another low yielding currency, trading higher as well. When you see flight to safety, flight to these low yielders, again, it could indicate a turn back in the stock markets. The weakest currency at the moment, we're seeing the British pound coming lower, and we're seeing the euro coming lower as well. So at the moment, the best play, or the most risk reward play out there, the bias I should say, is showing strength in the dollar, strength in the yen, and strength in the Swiss, and maybe selling the euro and pound against it. Not very much going on in the other currencies at this moment, although you've got the Aussie showing a bit of weakness coming in there as well. Aussie weakness can indicate a pullback as well in the stocks. Of course, it's a commodity currency, so we're keeping an eye on that. Right, let's have a quick look then at the weekly releases this week. This week we are seeing not a lot so much this week. We've basically got Lagarde speaking later in the week. That's the European Central Banker giving her projections. Of course, it's all going to be about COVID, I think, and economic growth. Then later on in the week, we've got the Fed. That's the Federal Open Market Committee, the FOMC. That's when they decide on interest rates. They're not going to be moving interest rates anytime soon. That's already penciled in that they're going to be keeping rates at these low levels for a couple of years at least. But of course, the forward guidance is what we'll be looking at there as well, and see what Powell's got to say. So the rate decision later on in the week. And later we've got the German unemployment out as well. And again, not expecting too big surprises there. So not a lot of data out this week, but certainly we'll be watching it as we go. Okay, so if you want to join us in our regular live streams, we are streaming live around the clock. I'm sure you can see the link below here somewhere. You can get involved if you wish to. You can chat to us on a one-to-one basis. You can join our community chat as well. So look forward to seeing you in there indeed if you do take that plunge. Have a good week, and I'll see you next week.